Look
All
this view,
right.
guys.
Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Living the dream,
Yes.
dude. Wow.
Yeah. You have been here, brother.
Yeah,
Santa
I
Maria, you
remember.
remember?
We dug El
Yes.
Hueco.
Yeah.
So when I spring break one year in school, I went to Peru with Tato, and then this is his family's condo by the beach, and we went there for a
Yeah.
couple nights. It was amazing.
It looks
Yeah. Yeah.
beautiful,
Good.
yeah.
Good times.
It was so funny too, cause like I was trying so hard to speak Spanish, but I'm terrible at Spanish. So I was trying so hard to talk to everyone in Spanish like all day. Like I feel like no one understands
Yeah.
what I'm saying. And then at night, we're like all drinking and we start playing some like games or drinking games like Truth or Dare and stuff. And all of a sudden, everyone speaks English. And I'm like, I was like, you guys speak English the whole time? Nobody told me. Like I've been trying to talk to you guys all day, and nobody told me. They're like, well, and everyone in foreign countries always is like, oh well, my English is no good. My English, and then it's like, it's
I
always
mean,
fine.
everybody just wants to know you're trying, you know? I think
Yeah.
Maybe they wanted to see some effort
they
from
wanted
me.
some effort and then they were willing to meet you halfway.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I had to show some initiative. Well,
Yeah.
how are
So
you, man?
I'm cool, brother. I'm fresh, and I don't know. It's been a crazy year, but musically, it has been like a really like good year, creatively.
Amazing.
Awesome.
How so?
Yeah.
We were just actually listening to a bunch of your music too
Nice.
to get in
Thanks
the
for that.
zone. It was
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
So sorry. What's your name?
My name's Christine.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
No,
This is
it's
my
been-
girlfriend Christine.
And Tato,
Okay,
we met
Christine.
so long ago.
Uh-huh.
Back we took like a trip to the beach when you were in Chicago. So I do remember you, but
Was
you
that
know,
Yeah.
that was a
It was a
speaker
crazy
powering time.
trip. It was.
Yeah,
trip to
that was when we went to
Chicago was so
Rothbury.
great.
When was
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
Christine and I, we grew up together. So when you were in Chicago
Nice.
hanging with everybody, like she's friends
Uh-huh.
with Gord Charlers and Jordan
Yeah,
and Daniel,
I remember.
all the
Yeah, I
same
remember.
group
Yes.
of friends. So yeah, we all went to the
But-
beach, I guess, one day, and Christine was there.
What even year was that
Yeah.
that you guys
It
went
would
to
have been
That
Rothbury?
was
2000.
2011. No,
11.
before.
No,
or
yeah,
10,
like
so-
9 or 10.
Yeah. Man, that was a psychedelic trip, bro.
Gosh, we were babies.
Dude, Rothbury
Yeah.
was. Who did we see at Rothbury that year?
I remember we saw Femi Kuti, and then it was and I was all like on shrooms, and that was Africa, brother. And then
Yeah.
then I think there was I don't know if Bob Dylan was there. I'm not sure, but there was this string cheese incident,
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the son of Frank Zappa.
Yeah, Zappa plays Zappa.
Oh
was the
my
band.
God, that was
Yeah, that was crazy. And I
brother.
think
Yeah.
the Dead, the Grateful Dead, I think were there too.
Yeah, I think so.
Or
I
maybe
think
those
so.
are different years.
I just saw the documentary of the singer, the lead singer. Man, a wildlife. That brother.
Jerry Garcia or Bob Weir?
No, Bob Weir.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bob Weir. Bob Weir was it was him and Jerry Garcia at the front of the Grateful Dead. But Bob Weir was like 17 years old when they were like popping
Yeah.
off. Like he was just like the baby of the
Yeah.
group. So his life has just been like being in the Grateful Dead since he was
Touring.
like a teenager. You know, like that's been his
Yeah.
whole life. It's
So
so
wild.
crazy.
Yeah, so
Bob
wild.
Weir is epic. Dude, we just watched a really cool documentary called Laurel Canyon. Have you heard about that?
No, what's it about?
You're gonna love it. It's all about in the '60s. There's this one street right off of Sunset called Laurel Canyon.
Uh-huh.
It goes up into the hills behind Hollywood. And in the
Okay.
'60s, like all the artists lived there: Frank Zappa, Jim Morrison,
Nice.
the Mamas and the Papas, the Birds,
Nice.
like, and they were all hanging out, friends. Like it was
That's
like
crazy.
And
That's
so this
crazy.
documentary just perfectly captures all of it and just walks
That's
you
so
through
beautiful.
everything. And it gets
Have to say it, brother.
yeah, it's amazing. Called Laurel Canyon
A
on
place
Amazon.
in time. Yes.
A place in time.
Yeah.
A place in time. Nice.
Yeah.
Place in time.
But yeah, dude, thanks so much for doing this, man. This is episode 3 of our podcast. We filmed.
Nice.
We haven't released any episodes.
We haven't released
though, to
any
be
yet.
clear, you
Okay.
can't watch them anywhere or listen.
That
but,
makes sense. That makes sense because you are first recording everything and then you are gonna release it like on a certain schedule or something. No,
Correct. So we wanted to have a few in the bank before we started.
that's a way to do it.
Yeah, but it's been fun. But you're our first Zoom guest. So this is
It's
working out.
crazy.
This is working out great. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Like this year has been like there has been like a few of these like interviews like via Zoom, like with everywhere. I have talked with friends from Brazil, from all around Peru, from Argentina also. That was crazy. And yeah, this way like you are making the program like first recording is the way I've been like it's my new approach to making music. No, I think it's also you guys that kid is you like first recording, having a lot of material, and then release it. Like little by little. Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you saying like your process of recording has been like recorded while you write it, kind of? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is like
For release, as
stockpiling
they do
like
it.
a lot of
Oh.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's crazy. Like you don't know what is gonna happen. Like in music wise, like in 2 months. Maybe like
Uh-huh.
Spotify dies and something new appears,
Yeah, yeah.
but you need music, and that is what has like keep like us afloat this year. That we went to Buenos Aires and recorded with Nico in January. So before the pandemic, no. So like we began the year with a whole new album, and it's just releasing it, no.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So when did
Yeah.
you are releasing it now, or you already did?
Yeah. I've been releasing like we have already released 2 singles, but then I've been like studying a lot of like how you have to release music these days, because it's not anymore like the era of albums or big record labels. It's you have to treat, or I'm treating like releasing music like social media. You have to release like once a month, or if you can once a week. So this gonna be my approach this year, and we're releasing like we want to release like 30 or 40 songs this year.
Awesome.
That's our goal. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tato's well, okay, we should fill people in. So Tato's in a band in Lima, Peru called the Big Pollo Funk. We met together in college. We went to the same college called Full Sail University. So we met in 2008. And everyone I met in college were just people who were like, come over and jam. Like if you play music, come over to my place and we'll jam. And that's how we sort of met everybody. So
But man,
Tato
that
was
crazy.
like,
It was crazy because we met first playing music than speaking. It was
yeah.
crazy. Paul told me we were jamming, so we jammed for the first time like 2 hours, and then we stopped. And Paul said, "Do you smoke?"
Yeah. And you're like, oh, the Mary Jane.
Takes one
Yeah.
to know one,
But I actually met Tato at orientation. I sit down at orientation at Full Sail. It's day one. And I'm like, they're like, you're going to want to take notes or something. I'm like, fuck, I don't have a pen, And so I just turn to the guy next to me and say, hey, do you have a pen? And it was Tato.
Nice.
And he had a pen. And he gave it to me.
Oh,
and then I said, what's your name?
good buddy.
And he said, my name is Renato, but Renato is hard to say, so call me Tato. That's what he said.
Yeah.
I don't know why I remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I found out you play guitar. He came over and jammed.
It was
then-
love at first sight. That's
It was.
why you.
It really
you
was.
Remember
It was.
that.
We were immediate
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, it was crazy. And Paul was from Chicago, and I really love the blues. Like I die for the blues. So when I went to the States, I wanted to know everything, like to know people from I don't know Chicago, from Memphis or something.
Uh-huh.
And Paul was from Chicago, no? So it was crazy. This dog just escaped.
But yeah, man, that was such good times. And then it was like a townhouse that I lived in. Both places next door were vacant when I first moved in. So we would be there till like 3 a.m. just like playing as loud as we wanted. Like
It's a dream. That's
it
your
was-
college dream,
It
right?
was
Dream. It was a
amazing.
dream.
It was
Yeah.
amazing. And then that house sort of became like just where we would always do shit. It
Yeah.
became like the hub
Yeah.
of
So,
everything.
like, how many songs have you guys made together? Because you played at least that one that you
Oh,
said
we
you
have made a
collaborated
lot of
on.
music, man.
We
I have
have.
so many recordings, man. I have so many recordings, like from jams, from the venues we played, from the jams we did with these rappers, because we became like the backing band of Orlando's rap scene.
Mhm.
So that was crazy. And man, when you had this accident, you remember I like took you a whole bunch of recordings and you
Yeah.
couldn't move, and I just put you like a lot of like tracks, you know, like with
Yeah.
Sweet Jones and shit.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, like when after I fell, when I was in that first hospital, Tato was there because he's the best, and he's like, one night he's like, "Hey, I put all of our old music on this so you can listen to it," and then I just lay
So
there all night.
Paul had all his bones like broken, and I put the headphones, and he just said, "Yeah."
Oh man,
Oh man,
Yeah, it
is
was-
right.
dude,
It was a
wow,
cool
Tato,
moment, yeah.
thanks for being there for all that. That was really like some above and beyond friend shit.
Yeah,
like,
I know, brother.
He met my mom at the hospital or at the airport, drove with her like 10 hours or 9 hours to get to the town I was in.
It was surreal, man. It was a surreal moment because, like, I don't know, like 2 weeks before that, like I went to visit you to Huaraz, and I met like some people of the crew, you know. And 2 weeks after that, you almost died, and you were all over the press in Huaraz. They called Paul the Spider-Man.
Yeah, I really left my mark on that town. I wonder if like
Spider-Man.
if I went back there, if I'd be like, "Did you hear a story about a guy falling off a roof?" Like, I wonder if they know.
Just walk around going like, I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah. I dress in this Spider-Man outfit.
Oh my god!
I go, "Remember me?" Oh man.
That would be epic.
Yeah.
So
And
many
then when
stories, brother.
when I got transferred to Lima, then Tato was there almost like every day, and you would play
Yeah.
guitar for me. You would bring me, you bring me
Yeah, I
gifts
remember.
like the llama and the different things. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was cool, brother. It was good times. Although you were like all messed up, it was good times.
It
Yeah.
was the time of my life, Tato. It was the time of my life. I loved it. Don't feel bad for me.
Don't do that to me.
Yeah, man, so crazy. But yeah, so okay, music
Man.
we've made. So
Mm-hmm.
when we first met, we were just jamming. It was like really what we would do is jam. Then we were
Yeah.
like, okay, we'll be a band. We called ourselves the Sweet Jones Family Band. And
Yeah.
like
Good
a
name,
couple
good
of things had just come out of like the jams. Like there was like
Uh-huh.
some of the jams would just be named like the C to F jam or something. Or
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
or like the 4-chord song. Like that was like Alexi made a song and we called it the 4-chord song. I don't know.
brother.
So
We have to bring on Milton Jones, man, because he was an important part of that moment, you know.
yeah.
Like this bassist from Philly, that he was just like a Nazi of the groove, you know.
Mhm.
He was so the dictator of the groove.
He kills it. He kills the groove.
Yeah,
All the grooves.
Yeah, he woke up every day screaming like, ah! and he began just playing, you know. And he lived with Paul like for a year, and then he lived with me like for 3 months. He was so good. He is so good, and now
Yeah.
he's into politics.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah,
haven't talked to
yeah.
him in so long. I do got to get him on here.
Yeah, he got married and everything, and then the thing is that we recorded this song "Only If" that was like a project like from classes. Then we recorded a whole lot of jams, like some Hendrix, some Red Hot Chili Pepper. He was also really into this Beatles song "Helter Skelter."
Mm-hmm.
You remember? Oh,
Of
he
course.
loved that song, man.
Yeah, Milton would get into a song obsessively and then just sit at the
Yeah.
computer all day, every day, listening to the song over and over, playing along with
Yeah.
it on bass, and just screaming about like the groove,
Yeah.
the groove. And then he would just look at you and be like, the groove, like. And it's like I know,
my
but it was like the Casa Bay song from Mos Def's album was one. Santana at
Yeah.
Woodstock, that
Oh
was
my
one.
God,
The
yeah.
Soul Sacrifice, and then
Yeah,
Helter
yeah.
Skelter was the other one.
Yeah,
Milton was
and-
amazing.
and
We got it.
he was
I gotta get him
amazing.
on here.
Yeah, he told me, man, the secret is in the shoes. The secret is in the shoes. And
And
then, yeah.
Wait, I don't get it. To like feel the groove.
No, something like with like, I don't know. He just like, he had so many like catchy phrases, you know? Hey, Tato.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. It's on
Hey,
the
Tato,
shoes.
the secret is in the shoes. What? Yeah, I don't know. And then, no, we made so much music, man. Like we became like the band of these venues, you know, and the Austin's Coffee. You remember that?
Mhm.
and then like every rapper like wanted to play with us because we were like a fucking hip hop instrumental band, you know.
Yeah, we wanted to be like
And
the Roots in Orlando, and we sort of
yeah,
were for a
exactly,
second.
exactly.
Nice. Well
Yeah, yeah,
done.
it was
Yeah, it was
amazing.
super cool.
So
Yeah.
I learned so much from those jams and gigs. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Is there anywhere to listen to that?
You can
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
search Sweet Jones Family
Yeah,
Band and get like a
I just uploaded
Bandcamp.
I uploaded Only If.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, where is
Yeah,
that?
it's in Spotify.
Beautiful.
Nice.
For
Yeah,
as Sweet
yeah.
Jones Family
How about
Band.
that?
Yeah, yeah, Sweet
You got
Jones,
songs out
Only
there you
If.
didn't know about.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I asked you, brother, but
Okay, I
don't
forgot.
remember.
I
Yeah, yeah.
forgot.
But then we also record some of my music because I was like experimenting on back in Orlando. So we record some like traditional Peruvian music, but
Mhm.
like with jazz, you know. Then we recorded some like you remember I was recording some psychedelic like shit, you know, and I
Yeah, and
always like
Les
told you
Musiques.
guys
Les
Les
Musiques with
Musique,
Brendan.
yeah.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
house was
exactly.
like the jam house. Tato's house was like
Yeah.
the recording house, because your house
Yeah,
was
yeah,
where we would stay there and like record stuff. Yeah, there was a few
Yeah.
songs. Les Musiques.
Yeah.
Wasn't there one where Milton was telling some story about a
Yeah,
chick
Sex
or
Funk,
something?
Sex Funk.
Sex Funk. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah. That was the first recording. So everything is in my Spotify right now.
Oh
Like
wow.
I decided to upload like not much like quality wise, but it was more like my biography in music. No, so I just uploaded all of those recordings to Spotify in Tato as Tato.
Amazing.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got to
Cool.
check that out.
I'm
Tato,
going
to
for
Tato
sure.
Anthology.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sort
yeah.
of in that mode right now too. Like we have stacked up so much music, but we didn't release anything for
Oh
like
my
2
god,
years.
that's the best. That's the best thing you guys can like ever done. You know why? Because like you have to release it like once a week, man. Once a week, because that way you like I don't know how you say, but you like play along with a Spotify algorithm. You know?
Right.
It's all about those
And-
algorithms.
Yeah, it's like God right now. Algorithms are like God or something. Yeah, and it like gives you like free streams basically. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we're about to release like a 6 or a 5 or 6 song project of just some stuff JC and I made like in my bedroom.
Nice.
But we
Nice.
should release it one song at a time.
Yeah, and at the end you release the album.
Okay, so they come out as singles, and then you can lump
Yeah.
them all together and put them out as an album.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, yeah. So it is good that we're sitting on like so many songs
Man,
to put
it's
out.
so good that you guys have a catalog because once you guys release like your main stuff that I assume it's what you recorded with Nico,
Yeah.
like when people arrive to your Spotify, there's gonna be music around, so they're gonna play more than one song, and you guys are gonna make more like money from it, you know. So it makes so much sense to do that song by
Beautiful.
song. Yeah, yeah.
Like every week, every 2 weeks, or just some
Nice.
any sort of
Yeah,
repetition.
every week or every 2 weeks is the best thing to do because they piled up, and yeah, it's crazy. Like that's basically what I have been doing a lot. Like this 2020, you know, like studying a lot of like how the fuck Spotify works, you know, and it's crazy, man. It's so different from what we studied back in 2010, you know.
I know.
So
How funny.
different.
They told us in
Yeah.
school too. They're like,
Yeah.
it's
It's
different
coming.
now, and it's gonna
Yeah.
change. It'll keep
Yeah.
changing. Like,
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
I remember we're gonna listen to music as we consume water, you know? Like you pay a monthly fee and then you listen all the music you want.
I remember you also said you're like everyone someday is gonna have just a channel, and you'll be
Nice.
like, instead of like go to my Facebook page, it was like go to my channel.
Yeah.
And now,
Nice.
and that was before YouTube was like at what it is. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like
that's the thing.
I don't know. I think about that sometimes. Like you sort of saw that coming.
It's crazy. Yeah, yeah, it was. I don't know. We were there. We studied there just in the moment where like iPods were dying and like streaming was coming and Facebook and everything. So it was like this crazy time.
It was funny too
Yeah.
because it was like with streaming now, people are actually making a living. You know, like Post Malone,
Yeah.
what he
Yeah.
gets
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
Spotify is so much money. You know,
Oh
but
yes,
at
yes.
that
That's
time,
my dream. That's my dream, bro.
Because they
dude,
pay you per like song listen
they
too,
pay you for
essentially
per
per
Yes.
listen
structure.
exactly. Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
always
Per stream.
super low. But I think it got to a high enough amount that if you really kill it, you can make a really good amount of money.
Yeah. No, it's really small. Like it's like half a penny or less. But the thing is that you have to like the whole world is potentially your audience. You know. So, for example, more people listen to us in Mexico and in Brazil than in Peru.
Wow.
Yeah, and then in Apple Music, like we have 2 months where like a lot of people listen to us in Japan, and then like in Hungary, you know, I don't know how you say Hungria, it's Hungary or something in Europe, and then it's like it's not only your city or your country anymore; it's that world, you know. So potentially you can have like so many streams daily and so many fans, you know.
And has your strategy been just this constant uploading, or you've also been doing ads on Spotify?
Yeah, no, I've been doing ads, but they work together. You know, they have to work together because it's like when you release constantly, Spotify helps you organically, you know, to grow. But when you put ads, you send people from other platforms to Spotify, so they work together. Um, yeah, yeah, it's a little bit like tricky. It's like a video game, man. It's like a fucking video game.
Yeah.
But if you play it correctly, like you can live from streams basically. And mainly people who do that are hip hop artists because the producing process is more like it's faster, you
Yeah,
know,
definitely.
so fast. Like you can make a song a day if you kill it, you know.
Sure.
Is that
So
just because there's less like instrumental components?
exactly.
Yeah,
It's more-
and it's usually just one person doing it by themselves versus
Yeah.
like you have to
Yeah.
get the whole band together.
yeah,
Everybody's got to record their parts separately, or yeah.
That makes sense.
yeah, and yeah.
I don't know much about it, but I remember like, you know, because I'm not really in the music industry, but like Taylor Swift held out from releases on like I think Apple or like iTunes and maybe even Spotify.
Spotify, I think, was
too.
her big.
Or Spotify
It
was
was.
the way
I
she
think it was
went.
all like she wouldn't be on Spotify because they didn't give enough money per stream.
Yeah, but she can negotiate that. Like
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
negotiated. I
Yeah,
think
she's
because she's
big,
now on
yeah.
Spotify. So
yeah, she's so big, you know.
yeah, But
Yeah,
when
but-
we
but-
were in school, they were. It was still like people weren't making money on their
No.
music on the internet.
Well,
it was
and-
like
Not
we
yet.
had to. It hadn't yet been figured
It
out.
sounds like people are still fighting for it because like
Sure.
even
Yeah.
I mean Taylor Swift is like one of the biggest artists of our time, and if she's
Yeah.
having to like make such a fuss over it, then that's kind of an indication
Yeah,
that it's not
Definitely.
really
no, and,
that
and it's
accessible.
good
Yeah.
that she's making that fight for the rest of us.
yeah.
But the thing is that this whole like algorithm thing is gonna change music completely. Like a lot of music genres that are like complicated to record are gonna like probably die, and new ones are gonna come, you know, and it's just like evolution, baby.
For sure.
Yeah, but it's sad, but it's also I think it's sorry.
okay.
Okay. So I think it's exciting because like you really have to make a lot of music now, you know, and get like work done or something.
I
you know?
wonder if there will still be like the one-hit wonders that you used to hear of growing up and stuff
Yeah.
that just had like the one song that caught on.
Yeah, I guess so. And
I think you'll still
knows?
get it every now and then, but I think it's more like, well, those one hit wonders, well, you
It's
can
like,
make a little bit of money like right off the bat. If you
can
put out
you
like,
exist without multiple hits, I guess is what I'm wondering.
yeah, I think it's
today's
now
music
more
industry.
about like imagine like an Instagram like profile page. So now music is gonna be that like the more good content and constantly you release it, like the bigger you're getting because you hook with the algorithm, you know.
Right.
that makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, that's
make
crazy.
sense.
But it has to be good, you know. It has to be good, but
Sure.
because if it's not good, people are not gonna come back and listen again to your music, and yeah.
Where do you
point.
see it going with like labels and these and where do you see it going with labels?
I think like this is like the end like of the label system as it was, you know, because now like everyone, any like guy like or girl with talent and like a computer like can like make it like big, you know. um
It's a nice
but
thought.
the cost is that you have to like really put the effort, you know. You can't expect someone to come and tell you like, okay, I give you this advance, and because it doesn't make sense. And if, less now that you can't even like play live
Mm-hmm.
and shit. So yeah, I don't know. Like I wouldn't sign like with a label. In fact, they wrote us from Italy, a label from Italy, and like I read the contract, and he said it makes no sense. Like this, I can do it by myself, you know, and keep all the money. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not signing, you know, no way.
Smart.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
they
only
told us that on Full Sail, like
yeah.
only sign if you have the power and you have, and if it's a distribution deal. But man, you don't need distribution now because everything is like on, I don't know, like internet, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's do it yourself friendly
do it
for the
yourself.
first
Exactly,
time.
Sure. Yeah. And they
exactly.
taught us a lot in Full Sail. Like, by the time you go to a label, anything you want them to do, you should already be doing yourself. And then you show,
Exactly.
like, I do this myself
Yeah.
already. So I barely need you.
Yeah, so
Detachment.
that's why, back to the question, that's why everyone hates this, like the CEO of Spotify, because he came out and he said, if you think like putting music out every 2 years, you're gonna make it, you are wrong. You have to put music out like every month, and everyone, Radiohead was like, you bastard, you know,
Hmm.
and everyone was like, you're killing music.
Is
But
that that's the developer of Spotify?
yeah,
What's
yeah,
his
he's
name?
the CEO of Spotify. I don't remember his
Oh,
name,
CEO.
but everyone hates him. But he just like told us everyone how it works, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he's just sort of recognizing
That's what.
most people are getting their music on Spotify, and the way to succeed on Spotify is to do what he's saying, which is just be constant.
be
And yeah, it is
constant.
changing
Yeah,
things. It's funny how to put out something once a week, regardless of the quality, is almost better for you, especially like the production quality. You know, like if you just like
exactly,
make something that
exactly.
sounds
Yeah,
like shit, but it's still kind of a good groove, and you
yeah.
put it
Like
out once a week,
yeah,
and
yeah,
if people are tuning in for it, like
yeah.
they're
It's
doing it.
real. It's like Instagram. Like some photos, you don't need like the best quality, but it's like it's real. You know, it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
So they also like advise you. You can even like upload demos, you know, or like,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like the process, you know. It's like your fans are can like listen to your process,
Yeah, I
and
like that
you
a
know,
lot.
yeah, it's cool. I think it's cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I always like when you can kind of hear someone like mumble through the words, like clearly they forgot the words or they're still writing them in their head, but they just left it
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. I love that, man. I love that.
Yeah,
I love those. I remember you gave me some Bob Marley like demos,
mm-hmm.
and I really like them more than the final recording because it's more like real, you know.
Yeah,
It's more,
I always
yeah,
think about that, like
yeah.
that
When to
those
stop making it
well,
the
just those
song.
Bob Marley songs specifically, like these old Bob Marley recordings where they're recorded on one microphone in some
They sound
shack.
bad, but
They
they
sound
are
bad,
so good.
but they're so good. Yeah, because the song is good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
have a good
Yeah,
song with a good groove. The mix
yeah,
is secondary, you know?
yeah. So when we were in school, we had this like philosophies of raw is the new not raw,
Yeah, yeah.
and then untight is the new tight.
Yeah, yeah. Tight is the new, or not tight is the new
Yeah,
tight, or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, dude. I feel like it's cool that it's going that way, actually. I never really thought about this. But yeah, in school, we would be recording stuff the same way we make music now.
Mm-hmm.
And the same way we make music with Nico and stuff. It's just like a bunch of like, fuck it. Like,
Oh
keep
my God,
going, you know?
Nico is the man, brother.
Dude,
Nico
Nico
is,
is amazing.
yeah, yeah, he's amazing, brother. Like he just like what he told me and Milky Fresh, like when we recorded and when I recorded with you guys, like man, that's more important of what I have learned in school and
Mm-hmm.
in my whole music like career or something, because man, I didn't knew like that's the way you recorded. You have to record like with no expectations, no nothing,
Yeah.
and it's so exciting, brother.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was really neat, like watching Paul and JC work with him in October when
yeah,
we were together, and it was
nice.
just such a chill, fun atmosphere to be a part
Yeah,
of.
it's
I
that's
mean,
more important. That's more
yeah,
important than anything. No,
Yeah.
well,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
because I mean, the stress is such a killer of your creative energy,
Yeah,
so it makes
exactly,
Yeah, it's like
sense.
the
exactly.
freedom to just let it go. You're almost like you're in a river, you're just floating in it.
Yes,
Like don't try to
yes.
swim this way or swim that way, just keep floating in it and you'll have the best time that way. Like
Yeah,
and it comes easy. Like you kind of
yeah,
you trick
yeah,
yourself like, "Oh, if I'm going to write a hit song, it needs to be hard. I need to really focus. I need to work really hard on it." But
yeah.
actually, the
That's bullshit.
easiest,
Yeah,
most obvious thing that comes out of you is the best. That's the way to go, like
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
so like that's how I'm recording like till I die, brother. That's the way
Yeah,
to
Hmm.
do
dude.
it.
Me
Yeah,
too,
it's so
man.
much fun, so much fun.
So Tato, did you guys make a music video for those two singles you released, or?
Yeah, yeah, we made like these crazy videos because it's like what you release like in these times is important because these are like historic times. And so the first song we released is called Andromeda, that is about like escaping planet Earth,
Hmm.
because we wrote it when Donald Trump was like a bomb. He killed this like Iranian guy like
Oh yeah,
on
sure.
January, yeah,
The
and then
general.
everyone was saying the Third World War is coming, and so we were recording. We were recording just on when that happened,
Hmm.
and we said, so what about if we make this song that we escape from planet Earth, we go to Andromeda, and funk is so big in Andromeda, and good times. So the song was about that, and then the pandemic came, so that we made the video about like, so the COVID came to planet Earth, so we escaped to Andromeda because funk is big in Andromeda, and then we defeat like the COVID on space, like Godzilla or something like that.
Uh-huh.
That sounds
So
amazing.
we have this guy called Mr. Tronch, that in Spanish, in English would be like Mr. Doobie or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That he just like he's the man right now. He draws. He's an animator, or I don't know how you say it in
Yeah,
English.
animator. You got it.
Yeah, animator, and he's like the biggest one right now because the only way maybe you could make videos during the quarantine was like someone drawing. So
Hmm.
he got huge, and we got some
Mm-hmm.
like material recorded with a green screen. So I told Mr. Trunch, like, brother, just like make your thing with that material and make it about this, and he made this great video. No,
Amazing.
and
That's so
and
cool.
yeah, and the other one is Ritmo Espiritual, that is more about like the like inner part of living these crazy times. And like how people feel inside, and what maybe should be their approach, like maybe look more inside than outside, that everything is like going wrong. So yeah, it's called ritmo espiritual, that in English would be like spiritual rhythm or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's in the
Yeah.
shoes. I love it.
It's in the shoes. Yeah.
It's in the shoes. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds so cool. It reminds me of the Fernando. Is it the Fernando 4 that did the? You guys collaborated on the video with the space video. There's another space video that
We
Paul
made
was
with
working
Chibi.
on.
I don't
with-
think you met Chibi, but Chibi's one of Nico's friends in Argentina.
No, I haven't.
And he has his own band, so we did a collab.
Nice.
And I got to film them that day, which was super fun. That
Yes.
was such a good time.
Yeah, and the music video is
What song? What song?
It's called
Gosh.
it's my lyric that became the title of the song, but I can't even
Man,
it
your
goes on.
music-
It goes on.
Man.
I'll send it to you.
Is
But the
it-
video
did they
is
release
like
it yet?
they
'Cause I don't
crashed.
think-
No, they didn't release
Okay,
it yet. It'll
that's
come
what I was
out I
gonna
think
say.
this month or next month.
I'm on the edge of my
But,
seat. I want this video out. I'm
But
so
they,
excited.
it's like we made it like kids playing around. So like the video is they crash as a spaceship and we're like their like slaves, like running the spaceship. But when the spaceship crashes, like we're free on Earth, and so we
Yes.
like run around and like dance and have fun on Earth. But then they turn the spaceship into like a robot, and it comes and we have to fight it. But everything is like made of cardboard, you know, and
Nice,
like we have these
nice. I love
goofy
it.
costumes just from shit around the house. Like it's like little kids playing.
Oh
you
my
know?
God, yeah.
So it's
JC's
super
costume,
fun.
Paul's costume were so spot on.
Yeah.
They're so good. And all the little touches of that video were so entertaining. Like, you know,
Nice.
there's like little details. Like they were locked up with a chain at one point that I like locked with chopsticks. Like
Oh,
little
yeah.
things, you
Yeah.
know, that were just so funny to
Yeah.
come up with on site. And like there was a
Nice.
2-story robot that we fought that I was on Paul's shoulders, and
Yeah.
we both had like silver boxes
Yeah,
painted over
we spray
us.
painted the boxes silver. And yeah, she
Oh
was
my
on my
God.
shoulders and she was
It's
just going like
so
this.
good. It's
I
so
have to
good,
see
but there's
that.
I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
how do you
amazing.
say like the gosh, how do you say like that kind of like playful? They were really like, oh, we want to make mistakes and kind of be not
Yeah,
like
that's
mistakes, but just
Raw,
casual.
I guess. I mean, it's raw, you know.
Mistakes are like the most beautiful part of the art of making art.
I agree.
Yeah,
There's got to
mistakes,
be like a
yeah.
term. I want an easy
Yeah,
little
yeah.
term to
Yeah.
slap on it. It's like
I don't know
something.
the term you're yeah, but I know exactly what you mean. I wonder if
That,
there is
that
a
makes
term.
me think about like these like painters from Renaissance that they had their paint like done, and then purposely they made a mistake on the paint, you know, because they
Wow.
said like we are not God. so
Amazing.
so they made a little mistake, you know. But mistakes are so much fun, and like if you're really in the flow, like you have to embrace mistakes, no?
Yeah.
Oh man,
So
that's
Well,
that
it's
is
not
good
even-
advice. I'm gonna
Yeah.
latch onto that. I'm gonna
Miles
try.
Davis said, I don't
Yeah.
fear mistakes because there are none.
Yeah,
Like
oh my
what we
God.
think is a mistake, it's not. It's actually
It's
perfectly
not.
right. It's just not what you
Yeah.
were trying to do. But where like sort
Yeah.
of where the dice fell when they fell
Yeah,
out of your
exactly.
hand, like what it rolled out to be, that's what it's supposed to be, you know? Like
The real mistake is thinking that it's a mistake, you know?
Yes.
That's the
Oh
thing.
man.
Yeah.
So I've
100%.
been working with Paul to make music for the first time in my life. I've
Nice.
never done that before.
You should.
And I don't like the mistakes. I get held up on them a lot. I just hear them and I don't know. I
Yeah,
haven't
I
gotten
think-
I mean
but-
it's just I haven't gotten that much experience or whatever.
But it's normal. It's normal because at the
Takes
end
some
it's
practice.
like a process of like accepting like it's not a mistake. It's how I am. It's how I sound, you know?
Mhm.
And I don't know, like
I guess
it
it's just
depends
'cause
also.
it's just that endless vulnerability of like being a whatever, an artist, a musician. There's a certain degree of vulnerability that comes with that can be
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
And there is a balance
yeah,
too, obviously.
yeah.
Like
There's a balance,
sometimes you do want to go back and change something or fix
Polish,
something.
yeah,
Or like let me
yeah,
get
yeah.
another take at that, or I didn't hit the harmony, let me try it again.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so there is a
But that's
balance
more-
of
That's more like polishing the diamond, you know?
right.
But the composition, like the original thing, it has to come with mistakes and with everything because sometimes the best hooks or whatever come from there, you know, from the little like flop or something in the drums or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, no doubt. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's been kind of the fun. Like Paul said that's the fun with working with me because I don't really know music at all. So I don't follow any conventional patterns at all.
Oh, that's
in terms
amazing.
of like
That's
my
amazing.
lyrics, you know, I just have kind of
That's-
my own path. Like it doesn't.
Have I showed you any of
Measure
the
up.
music we've been making, Tato?
No, not really.
Oh,
no,
dude,
no.
I'll send you some stuff.
We made a fun
All right.
little space boogie actually on New Year's Eve
We
too.
did.
That was
Space
our,
boogie?
Yeah, we
kind
did make a
of,
space
yeah.
boogie.
It was like a
Nice,
space boogie.
nice.
It's funny,
Yeah,
but
it's
don't
been
know.
fun.
I want to listen that Space Boogie, man.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's a theme here. We're all trying to get off Earth and just bounce out.
Yeah,
See
yeah,
what
that's
else
so
is
true.
out
That's so
there.
true. Like I really got like into meditation. Like I'm a Buddhist like 3 years ago. So meditation is like so important in my life. And it's basically that. It's like fuck earth, you know, fuck like out, fuck senses, fuck everything out and just like being there, you know? And it's like it feels so refreshing. And it's also, at least for me, it's like so good for my music, you know, because sometimes you get like I don't know, saturated or something, and that's like it's like putting the reset button on the Nintendo, and then you're back, you know, and your creativity is back. So when I was like younger, I was so afraid that when I became old, like I was gonna lose it, you know. I was gonna lose the creativity because so many artists like get so bad when they are like older, you know. And I didn't want to. Maybe like Bob Dylan in the 80s, but then he came back, you know, in the 2000s.
Sure.
But so many artists like has this like I don't know, and I think meditation is like the solution to that because it keeps you fresh. It keeps you like that it keeps that child alive, you know. Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like once you're trying to be something, you lost. So like for some people,
exactly,
they make that first album and then they're like, okay, our second album, now we got to be like that first album. And they're instead of just changing, like letting the music change with themselves, you know? I think that's something Bob Dylan did really well is like, his style did kind of evolve over time. Sometimes it wasn't good, but it
that's
like,
it was a process,
and all he had to do was just be himself, you know, like, I feel like
came
that's
back, brother.
Yeah. Like, I feel like that's what I'm sort of trying to do is like, if I can become successful just by being myself and like the music that just sort of falls out of me, just put that out. Like, don't try to make pop music or rap music or just don't try to do anything. Just let it happen. When you succeed by doing that, then all you have to keep doing is just keep doing that. Keep being yourself. Keep being whatever is fresh and whatever's coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's also my goal, brother.
Yeah.
And it's happening, brother. I'm so happy because like my Spotify lines or whatever, I don't remember how to say it, like they are going up, you know?
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah,
dude,
so your views are legit. We were looking at it. They have like 100,000
so
views, 40,000 streams or whatever.
No, the worst thing you can do is like to buy like streams or something, you know? But that it's like so hard, brother. It's so hard to grow like on Spotify, like I don't know, Facebook, Instagram, those are like piece of cake, but Spotify and YouTube are like you have to work hard, brother, and you have to put your mind into it, you know.
Well, you guys should keep talking about this stuff because I know obviously Paul's been working with the podcast with Steve and getting so much experience with that, and you obviously know a lot about Spotify, so I'm sure you guys can just bounce
so
ideas off each other night and day.
Nice. So you have a podcast on Spotify.
Yeah, Steve's podcast. The podcast I do with Steve is on Spotify.
Nice.
And YouTube.
I have never check on that, but I think it's a super good idea to have a podcast, you know.
Yeah, this podcast will go on Spotify, but it's its own. It's not going on like That Kid Is You or Paul Brisky. It's going on the Elk Lodge podcast Spotify. But yeah, this is going to go on Spotify, and it'll go out once a week. So in theory,
perfect. Yeah,
it's kind of built for that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and it'll go on YouTube. Yeah, but yeah, man, like when we were recording together in Argentina, I was just like looking at you. I was like, man, it's so crazy. Like 10 years later, from Tato's apartment to like Buenos Aires, like here we are, you know.
That was a dream, brother. Like just like getting together to record with this like the best producer I've ever known, basically. In Argentina. In Argentina, and the food was so good, and it was like we were living at his place, you know. I don't know, it was like so amazing, you know. And the last time we have seen it, you were like all broken up, and now we were like making music like back in the day, you know. Oh my God, yeah. But I really like. I think it's so cool that we haven't like stopped doing what we did like on Orlando, you know, because so many of us like they flopped out or they stopped, and not only like from there, like so many friends like musicians like here in Lima, like they just so good bands, like the best bands, and they stop playing because it's so hard to like live, like just to make some time to make music, you know. Yeah,
it's a marathon. Like
it's a marathon.
You got to keep at it and just keep.
It's a
running.
marathon, yeah.
And like every day, I just try to take at least one step closer, just like move forward towards what I'm going towards. Like as long as I feel like if I feel like I didn't move forward at all, then I kind of feel bad about the day. But if I feel like
a little
even
progress,
if I did one little thing,
a little progress each day. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's so
a
true.
lot. But yeah, I'm excited for the future, man. We'll just keep meeting up and making music. Like
the future is now, brother. That's
crazy. You guys are gonna have to if you need to release music at least every 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. We got work to do.
Wait, I don't remember. Did you ever end up doing a comment down below when?
No.
We never did one.
So yeah, I mean, Paul and JC were making music like virtually through those Zoom calls for a while, and that was really fun.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's certainly possible. So, send some sounds, whatever. Send what you're working on.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like it'd be fun to make music just with you
for old time's sake.
We could even send you. I'll send you some stuff that Christina and I have been working on. It'd be good to get you adding yourself to it.
All right, brother. Yeah. I'll record some crazy stuff on it.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun.
That with. I was working with Martin. You remember Martin Gohari, the swing bastard? Yeah,
Martin. Yeah. I think I remember.
Yeah,
no,
brother.
Of course, dude.
We were just making music. Like, I also think he's the coolest because he said, "Man, I'm gonna be this big like piano player and this big jazz," and he's that,
Yeah, Martin never gave up either. And Martin, like when we first met Martin, he wasn't really much of a piano player.
He was getting into it.
He was, he was like kind of just getting started, and like
that's cool.
Now he's making.
He's the man.
He's the man. Yeah, he makes so much shit, and it's all dope. Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, Martin stayed with it.
It's crazy times. I really think like this is the future because so much crazy shit like and children, like the last time like this like little kid I was teaching, he told me, "Hey, so what is a CD, What is it, And it's crazy, It's like, man, I'm old. And then like I don't know, everything like those like little like headphones. I still use the old ones.
Right.
But the new ones, you don't need cables.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I still use those too. I'm ready. I'm ready to take that next step.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I like getting old, getting older.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's all right. I think these times are really interesting, man. It's crazy shit, bro. I never expected this to happen, and no one. And I don't know. Like I'm trying to do what the small things you can do. And man, I miss so much playing live, brother. Like I miss it so much. I dream about it, man. I dream about like the stage and everything because it was a big part of my life, and it's gone for a while,
I don't know when it'll be, but whenever we're out of this cloud of the pandemic, like I feel like things are gonna pop off. Like it's gonna be wild,
And it's crazy, man, because like man, the States, like every country is going nuts, Like what just happened on the White House.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Bro.
Pretty crazy.
That was crazy. That was a movie, brother.
Dude.
And this guy with the horns.
Which guy?
The main guy. He's become like the poster case for it. He wore like fur and horns.
Buffalo disguise or something like that. But the same thing, like similar happened here, like everyone is on strike and now everyone is using like the thing, It's crazy, bro. It's like a sci-fi movie or something.
Yeah, and like the whole world is going through some level of stress right now. Like the pandemic, political stress, like everything, everybody is like sort of adjusting and like
it's wild. It's definitely crazy.
It's definitely wild, crazy. But I'm optimistic that like it's gonna lead to an even better things.
So true. Yeah,
all the good. We've talked about this before, but like after the 1918 big flu, like there was a huge, like they were called the Roaring 20s in the U.S. and it was just like a crazy time, and like the Renaissance came coming out of the bubonic plague, like
so true, man. Everything like fluctuates. I remember you always said like we are on a roll, brother. Like we have to take advantage because now we're on a roll.
Yeah.
And then that ends, and you have times like this, and then it comes back, and
Yeah, everything breathes.
yeah,
That's what
everything
acid
breathes.
taught me.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah,
breathes.
yeah.
And you
Truth
just
don't die. Truth
truth
don't die.
don't die. Yeah. Truth don't die and everything breathes. Those were my big lessons I took out of
Yeah, yeah, brother.
teenage life.
Truth don't die.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I miss you, bro. I look forward to getting to meet up somewhere in the future and make more music and jam.
Yeah,
And,
sure, brother. So Paul wanted to make a. Paul was like the craziest. Like the first month of classes, he went with no shoes to school.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised 0 bits about that
yeah,
one.
yeah. And you said something about like, man, Jesus didn't wear shoes. Why
yes,
can't?
he didn't.
And then, oh man, so much fun, brother. So many things. But yeah, I don't know. I really like. I think it's so important right now to be like to digitalize like as much as you can. So important. Like if you don't like get into detail, like at least in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like you die, brother. So
Mm-hmm.
many musicians here are like struggling so hard because here basically everything was live music.
Yeah.
Like everyone like got their money by doing that, and now like everyone's like, hey man, how do you record, how do you do this shit, how do you like,
Yeah.
so everyone is putting up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just like a rush to catch up.
it's
Great. I
a
have to pee
rush.
super bad.
Exactly.
You guys keep talking.
Yeah, so
I gotta
it's
pee real
like
bad. Sorry.
everyone is rushing up, and I'm really like happy that I like learned all of that like in school, and I don't know. I just like compulsively like record, like Paul and JC.
Hmm.
They just record like as much as they can, and now that is what works. Yeah.
Well, I want to like figure out how I can help Paul too, because I mean, I have some experience running like targeted ads and things, and
Oh yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
so important.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
so important.
they're really good, I think, about creating that Kid Is You content, and it's pretty fun and engaging. Like all their videos have been so great
Yeah,
so far. But
yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing band. But yeah, right now like the ads, like Instagram story ads, those are the way to go. Like Instagram story ads that go to your Spotify profile. So as soon as they get to the Spotify profile, they follow them on Spotify and they listen all their catalog, and then they got them, a new fan. You
if
know?
you have like the authorization to be on like Spotify playing, do you still have all the permissions you would need to run the ads? Like,
Yeah.
there's no separate kind of process you need to do?
For a Spotify playlist?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You, in fact, I have ads using videos from other artists, and I send those ads to a Spotify playlist. But it's more important to send the ads to your profile, because that way you can have Spotify followers, and that way, if you release a song 20 years from now, that person is gonna get an email from Release Radar that says, "So that Kid Is You just released a new song." So it's a fan for life. So that's the way to go.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I know like these like 3 guys that make their living from Spotify. One from Peru and a couple from the States, and they just like they are hackers. They just like make music constantly, release it. The covers are super simple. The cover art, and yeah. And right now, you more than music videos that they are so important, but more important are the 15-second ads you use on Instagram stories.
It's so
So
interesting how our average attention span just keeps getting smaller and
oh
smaller.
yeah.
Sad.
Songs
It's a
are
little
gonna
scary.
last 30 seconds. That's new songs are gonna last 30 seconds. That's the thing.
Well, it's funny though. People like either have zero attention span or they want to watch like a Joe Rogan podcast for like 4 hours, and it's like endless.
Yeah.
Like it's weird that there's this.
Yeah, or this a Netflix like season, a whole season.
Yeah, exactly. Like they either have like 3 seconds or like all day, you know?
All day. Yeah, yeah.
It's funny.
Interesting.
That's, I think you call it binge, no? Like binge,
Yeah,
Netflix
binge watching. Yeah,
binging.
yeah, binging.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
that's what that is.
I
What else going on with politically with you guys? I remember there was like
um,
riots, and I hit you up to see what was going
oh my
on.
god! So at the end, basically, like the people like put this new president. So give me a second. I'm gonna put the charger on because
Cool. Yeah, no worries, dude.
yeah. So basically, like this new president is like on charge for 7 months, and in 7 months, there's gonna be a new election,
Okay.
and yeah, and that's not only in Peru, brother. That's happening also like all around the world, man. Like things are going crazy, and I don't know if you have seen this documentary, The Social Dilemma, or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did.
but I think that explains so much.
So much. So much. Yeah. Where just the engineers
Give me
basically
a
told
second,
the
brother. I
social.
have to put the idle here. Okay.
Okay. No worries.
Yeah. We're
But
back.
yeah, just the you're talking about how the engineers basically told the algorithm make people use the platform more, and the algorithm figured out that the more I give you this like divisive shit, the more you're gonna interact, and so everyone
Yeah.
using all the social media is just being drawn into these two groups, like,
Oh yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
it's turning the
So
world upside down.
little by little, it's changing the way we think. No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of us
Yeah.
I feel like who think that that's a part of like why America's become so divided because we just keep
Yeah.
finding
definitely.
proof that
Exactly.
supports two versions of the truth. There's no
Yeah.
And not
common
only
ground
America,
anymore.
the entire world is
Well,
going
yeah,
through it.
there was
Entire
like
world.
what was the example?
Yeah.
I think they included that like in Malaysia when everybody started
Yeah.
getting the smartphones, it like can collapse a government almost overnight.
Yeah, there was like a
it
genocide
yeah,
or
it
something
was-
because of all this.
Yeah. It's nuts here. Like 5 like young guys like have like died because of these riots, and I think in the States there were like 3 like deaths or something, you know. So I
think
think
there
it
were
was- yeah.
5 deaths, I guess.
5
From the
yeah,
capital.
the same as here. So it's going nuts. So I really, I don't know. I use like Facebook and Instagram for advertising because it's like the best advertising like tool ever.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Sometimes I think, fuck, I'm contributing to that shit, you know, but I don't really use it anymore. Like for me, you know, like I don't know, because sometimes I had these dreams. I was scrolling up, like, and my dream was scrolling up. That's crazy, brother. Like my subconscious was like taking the form of a fucking Instagram feed or something. So I said, okay, man, this is sick, you know, this is crazy.
Yeah, I thought
But
about
then-
deleting my Instagram. I was talking to Sarah, our buddy Sarah, the other day, and we were like, "Fuck it, like let's just delete them. Like, what the fuck do we need them for?" And then I was like,
Yeah.
"Ugh," but like when I put out a song, like how do I
Yeah, but
tell
you
people?
can,
You know?
what I do is I don't have it in my phone, but when I have to release a song, I like download it again. But I always have ads running, so that replaces my like presence on Instagram, no. But
That's
yeah, it's
smart.
like at the end is what works for you, no, what makes you like more peaceful and more happy. I think that's more important for me than at least in Instagram and in Facebook, no, that always to be worrying about, oh my God, I don't have content today. What I have to do to release something to be like there, you know, because it's repetitive. I think it has turned so repetitive and it's boring already. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like life is more interesting.
The next
And-
new age marketing is going to be like completely void of the technology. It's going to be like
Yeah.
grassroots campaigns. That's
like
going to be cool.
posters.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I've heard like these like music festivals that they just like have their web page, you know, just their web page, no social media, and it's fucking in Berlin or something like that. And I think like web pages are coming back. Yeah.
I think so. We on Steve-O's podcast, we had this guy Reggie Watts. Do you know about Reggie Watts?
No, no.
He does a lot of stuff with a loop pedal. He's super dope. But
Nice.
he has his own app,
Nice.
and I feel like that is sort of the future.
Yeah.
Instead of having your Facebook page, you just have your app. So
Yeah.
you download the Big Pollo app,
Yeah.
and you'll get a notification when a new song is put out, when a new video is put up.
Yeah,
That's
the
how
way
you talk
that,
to your fans. That's how you interact, and then you
you
just
know,
kind of
K-pop, this genre K-pop,
yeah.
it's so big. So these guys are doing that. They have their apps and they have their own streaming services, their own Spotify's, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and you can, that
Yeah.
feels like the future to me. Like everyone's gonna have their own app instead of their own Facebook
Yeah,
page or
that's
something.
crazy, bro. Man, but I heard on that documentary another thing that is so true, that the internet was like so much fun when we were on school, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that webpage, WIMP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wimp.com, yeah.
Yeah, that was the internet before, you know? It
Yeah.
was crazy shit, you know? It was amazing.
Dude,
You
yeah.
just saw like random stuff.
Yeah. Dude, our life is so wild. We were born like right before technology took over.
Yeah.
And like especially socially that technology took over. That like
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I would go knock on my friend's door. Maybe kids still do that, but like there was no cell phones. I mean, when we were born, there were no cell phones, and
I
then
remember
now
that.
here we
Crazy.
are, and it's like
Yeah.
everyone has a
That's-
computer in their pocket. Like I mean, maybe
Yeah.
everyone ends up feeling this way, but I feel like we were born like right at this really like precious, crazy time.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. So crazy. But yeah, I don't know, like I think it's so fucking interesting like to make music these days, you know? It's like it's more intense than in the 60s, you know? Because okay, in the 60s there was Vietnam, you know, and there was like okay, this technology was growing also, and the Eastern philosophies came to the West, you know, that was huge.
Mm-hmm.
But now, brother, like you can become a Buddhist student in Peru, like just with your cell phone, you know, and then you can like you can become big in China, you know, like from your room, you know.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, and like socially also, I don't know. It's like there's danger almost in expressing your opinion sometimes these days. Like that's a crazy time where it's like it's almost dangerous. It's like being alive in the 50s or 40s, like Lenny Bruce almost, you know, like.
So who's Lenny Bruce?
Lenny Bruce was a comedian in the 50s who would like, it was illegal to swear, you know, so he would like swear and like talk about things. I mean, he was also really funny, but he would always get arrested, and he was like a pioneer for free speech, and like, you know,
nice.
He fought against censorship, you know.
Man, I was thinking like, man, what would like Martin Luther King have said about what happened like last week on the White House? Like, brother, Abraham Lincoln, like those huge guys, you know?
Yeah.
They're rolling over in their graves.
Yeah, dude, it's so wild, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Apparently, they're arresting people or something. No, what were you guys talking about?
Yeah, well, I don't know. My siblings were telling me about people being put on like no-fly lists as soon as they found out their name. So a lot of people like that came for that weren't DC residents. So as they're trying to return home, they're heading to the airports and getting stopped. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I assume to be arrested. You're probably right. I don't know actually if that's true. If they get arrested
I would
or they
assume.
how
I
would
don't
they
know, but
permanently
I feel
ground
like
somebody? I don't know.
You shouldn't be able to just break into the Capitol building and not get arrested. Like
It seems like
you should get at least charged with something. Yeah.
I've been arrested for less. Like
I don't
come
know.
on.
Yeah, exactly. People have been arrested for less, for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
Man,
it's so wild.
So crazy. Like, and the thing is that there was this like this thing that with the Black Lives Matter riots, like they were really like aggressive, and with these riots they were like, come in, you can, you know.
Yeah,
They were more light.
for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely. It was like, I mean, there's some footage of like police, a lot of them just standing there and doing nothing. Some of like security guards being like, come on, like some, I saw a video of some security, maybe I should look into it before I just, because it was only like
Yeah.
a little clip, but it looked
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
security guard was being like, everybody, let's go. Like,
So good.
so nuts. But yeah, I mean, imagine if they were like black and tried to break
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the Capitol building. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think
understand
it
that.
plays out exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But
like,
I don't know.
yeah.
Apparently it's easy to get in these places, because I saw like in the 80s this guy with no job, like just like he said, I have to talk with Queen Elizabeth, and he came into the royal palace in I don't know, in the UK, and he went to the room of Queen Elizabeth, and he wake her, and this is real shit. He woke her and told her, okay, the system is messed up, and they had this conversation, and then they arrested this guy.
Wow.
But they had this
Wow.
conversation. And yeah, and
Someone
that's
should
with
make
this-
that into a movie. Is that in any of these Queen Elizabeth shows?
It's history. It's like
Yeah.
it's a fact. You should like Google it or something.
Yeah, for sure.
And then here in Peru also, like a month ago, like this crazy girl like got into the Congress and she stole like a computer or something.
I mean, that's like one crazy person. This was like an organized rally
Yeah.
gone like
Yeah.
Sure.
by our president,
But
essentially.
yeah, the security though in some of these places is appallingly not secure. Surprisingly not secure, I guess.
I know.
Oh,
I
man,
actually
but-
saw one of those like BuzzFeed articles about that, and like all the things
Really?
that were harder to break into than like harder than the Capitol to break into, and
Yeah,
it was
what
like.
was it?
Oh God! Now I can't even think of a single one. But it was like the child lock on medicine, or like all these
Yeah,
things.
it was like
it's
10
harder
things harder to break into
yeah,
than
like
the Capitol
harder
building.
to get through TSA with a water bottle than into our like
Than to
state
break
or
into the
the
Capitol, yeah.
Capitol. I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
kind of
it was actually one of the.
It's like all- I
one
don't
of the only
know.
times I laughed at a BuzzFeed article was that.
humor is the defense mechanism, but it actually is like not funny at all.
Yeah.
At
I
all.
know.
Yeah, it's wild. It's really crazy times. I guess we'll see what happens of all this. I'm
But man,
optimistic, but
what like I thought it was funny was that Donald Trump got banned from his own social media.
Mm-hmm.
That was the best. It was just Mark Zuckerberg saying, "Okay, this is too much." Blah, he turned
Yeah.
off the switch.
There's like
Yeah.
there's a warning label that comes with our president's speech now. He
Mm-hmm.
literally got kicked off Facebook. It's so interesting though, because it's like these private enterprises have so much control.
Yeah.
And so-
Spotify has like all control of music right now. It's crazy.
yeah, like if they
It's
didn't like you,
one
then they just
person.
turn you off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one person, brother. That's crazy.
It is wild. And like normally you think of, governments as being the parties that are going to control that much of our day-to-day lives. But really it's like Alexa, it's the technology
Yeah.
that we're inviting into our homes that's literally able to like listen to us nonstop
And influence us.
and
Like, that's-
influence us
Yeah.
and know so
So-
much about us.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of a
Yeah, we
trip.
made a song called Alexa.
That's funny.
Yeah, in Buenos Aires.
Nice.
So we just told Alexa, sing us a song, and Alexa began singing. I don't know how it's in English, but it's ping pong. It's like a child song.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just like changed the pitch and just did some crazy shit.
That's
But,
awesome.
but man, that's crazy, brother. Like that's scary. Like that's fucking like. No,
That's crazy.
I am frightened, brother.
I know he's so optimistic. I'm like a spaz. We
Well, I
we
mean,
debate
I
this
have
a lot.
fear. Like, I have concern, Like, I don't look at it and be like, that's good. Like, everything about that is good.
Oh, you do.
overall-
You circle back and you're like, we live in such an interesting time, and I'm like, Mayday, Mayday.
I guess
Well,
I can't help it. I can't help but
but
look at
it's
something
both.
and find the good. But
It's both. I really
is both.
like get Paul because it's like, what is gonna be your attitude, towards?
It's
this
mine is
life?
bad. I'll tell you, it's bad.
At least you are honest about it. yeah, I also try to keep this good attitude because I don't know, it's the only thing like you can really do, like.
You're
And
right.
at the end, I really like believe like what happens outside is a reflection of what happens inside, and this all this crazy shit we see is the crazy shit that is in so many minds, so many people like that are so polluted inside, so the world is polluted outside. So much fear inside, so there's a lot of fear outside, and the solution is like to change you, basically, no, to change yourself. But it's like, I don't know, that's the way I think,
It's
I
beautiful.
think you do know. Yeah.
yeah.
Heal thyself to
Fear
heal
is
thy
the real
world.
devil to me.
Fear,
Like,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
when you hear about people breaking into the Capitol building, as bad as it is, like if I get filled with fear or filled with love, the Capitol building was broken into. Like it changes nothing about the situation. It just
Yeah.
changes how I feel and like how I'm able to keep going through the world. So I guess when I hear about bad shit, like no matter how I feel, it doesn't change the bad shit. So
Yeah.
I just try to
Yeah. And
not let the
man,
fear in.
and there's always gonna be bad shit, it's like part
Yeah.
of the contract of being alive, there's gonna be bad shit, and I don't know, you're gonna get sick, eventually. I don't know, but the thing is like you have to like be okay with that,
The one. Yeah, I agree.
so you're still eating pasta every day, brother.
No, we eat pretty good, pretty eclectic. In college, I would just eat spaghetti. That was it. Because it's so cheap and so
He's
easy.
come a long way. I think he does better.
I still
Nice.
cook like potatoes and eggs a lot. Like.
Oh yeah, that's
And
a good recipe.
His breakfast scramble is kind of the best. That's
Yeah.
I think your specialty.
That is breakfast is my
Yeah,
specialty.
I copy that. And you put
Nice.
honey on the potatoes and eggs.
Oh,
yeah.
there was an era. I don't anymore, but there was a time when it evolves.
Yeah.
It's gone through different
It evolves.
phases.
Right now, he's
Yeah.
really into the turmeric. Turmeric on everything.
Oh yeah, turmeric and
paprika.
on
There we
everything.
go.
Oh,
Salt,
yeah,
pepper,
paprika.
turmeric, paprika, everything.
Cumin, brother. Cumin is everything.
We have cumin.
We have
I don't
cumin.
I don't cook with enough cumin.
I do the cumin a lot when I make the sweet potato black bean enchiladas.
But yeah,
Yes.
Christine's
Yeah.
been fun living with because she likes like let's try this new recipe. Like I found this new recipe. Let's try it. Let's make this soup or these weird tacos or something. So like
Nice.
we make
Yeah,
different
so
shit.
cumin is a secret of Mexican food. That's
Yeah,
what I. Yeah.
it really warms it up. It's like
Yeah.
a warmth to it.
So true.
Got to get on the cumin. Yeah, what are you eating these days?
Yeah, so I try to eat vegan like most of the time, because it feels good, and I can eat more, and but the thing is that sometimes I just like I just like eat like meat, but like once a month or something, I'm not so like Nazi about it, but I understand people that are Nazi about being vegan. I think it's all right, you need people like that, but I don't know, I don't want to stress up about that. And I also love like cooking, and I don't know, I try to keep it simple, like a lot of potato, a lot of sweet potato, like rice, vegetables, fruit, and yeah, that's it. But yeah, this pandemic I have like been cooking so much, and yeah, like I'm not drinking that much anymore. You remember, I was a kind of a heavy drinker. I smoke sometimes, like when the occasion is a special one. I said, yeah, maybe a little hit, and then I don't know, like I want to make shrooms again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm so much like more into meditation right now because it's like, I don't know, my mind is so like on everywhere, and when I meditate, I really like in the present moment and everything. So that helps me, and yeah, that's my routine. I have 3 dogs. I don't know if you met them, but those are like my sons.
Are they with you now or no? Your
No,
parents' house?
I'm probably they are in Lima right now. but with my family. But they are like my sons, you know. I don't know, like a little taste of what being I don't know, like a father is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to do that right now, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but then I don't know, like I'm so focused on music, brother, because it's going up, brother, and I think like if I like turn my eyes the other way, like I maybe gonna lose the wave or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it
And
sounds like you're staying focused and taking good care of yourself. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, so true because like we're getting older, you know, like
yeah.
that's the truth.
Yeah,
Truth
I
don't
know.
die.
It's health is like sexier than ever. We
Yeah.
took
Yeah.
like a break off of drinking too in November.
Nice.
Felt
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Sobriety is definitely cooler as I've gotten
Yeah,
older than it was when I
exactly.
was growing up. Or
Yeah, when
like,
I hear someone say I don't really drink, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, we don't drink like we did like in college or whatever, or
Yeah.
even like I did before I lived with you. I feel like if I'm alone, I'll just drink and get drunk. But like if you're around, which like another thing I just like about living with you, like I'm less inclined to just like get drunk. I don't know. Anyway.
I'm a buzzkills. What do you
No,
say?
no, like no, it's good. It's healthy. But if no
Definition
one's around, I can
buzzkill.
get sort of sloppy, and I'm not going to embarrass myself, or like no one's
Yeah.
going to see it. You know, like
Yeah.
there's no shame attached to it.
Yeah,
But when
yeah.
someone else is around, I feel like I'm way less inclined to like get sloppy and drunk. Not because
But
you're a
that's cool.
buzzkill, but because
Yeah.
like
No, I'm just teasing.
because it's not a healthy thing to do. So I'm kind of embarrassed when I do it.
I get
but it
it.
is fun to do when you're by
But
yourself.
before I moved in with you, I ate nachos way more often and like
Yeah.
ate like pitiful things as an excuse for dinner. It was just like so ridiculous. It
Yeah.
was mainly that I cared about drinking wine for dinner. Then I'd like think of food after, like a glass or two in.
Yeah.
But and early in the pandemic, when I was still living by myself, I felt like drinking was a big reward system in my mind to like help me differentiate between like my work time at home and then like my personal time at home. And I can see that that's like a bad pattern too. So even just living
Yeah.
with you has certainly changed that, where it's like back to sort of being a celebration or a treat of some kind to like
Yeah.
have a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like a routine thing.
Yeah, not part of just like yeah, glass of wine with dinner.
Are you surfing by the beach there?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Dude.
man.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah,
And you're
that
just
has
you're just
almost-
stairs to the beach. Like that's how close he is. He's right there.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, today I served and that is a huge one, brother. For me, it's like the same happiness I get from doing music, I get it from surfing. It's so much fun, brother.
we got to make a date to come down there sometime because
Oh yeah.
I was surfing once this summer and it felt really good and I'd like some more
Yeah.
chances. Not like I couldn't do that here in California, but
Yeah.
I'd rather do it with some friends around who maybe know
Yeah,
what
Oh,
they're
yeah.
it
up
would be
to.
so fun to go there.
But it's like it seems more like difficult and dangerous than it really is, you know. Like of course if waves are like kind of small and everything, no. But it's so much fun. I love it. Just the fact of being seated on the sea, you know, like just that, you know. You don't even have to surf, you know, but just
Yeah.
being there is so I don't know. It's so special. And then like it's so much fun when you fall, you know. Oh my god, so much fun.
You just have
And then
to surrender.
When you are actually surfing, like I feel like I'm really like with nature, you know. I'm really like in sync with nature. And then yesterday I like got into that
Cheap.
tube, you know, that tube of the wave.
Yeah.
I got into a tube, and man, it was like a fucking lion roaring, you know, like, and I saw this like tube, you know, inside, and I said, brother, God, is that you or something?
Dude, you got the tube. Steve surfs a lot, and he was like on the hunt for the tube. It was like his quest.
Oh my god.
It's all about the tube, right?
Yeah.
So did you
brother,
ride
it's
out
like-
of the tube, or did it swallow you up?
No, it just like I went there in like 3 seconds, and brother, it was like I don't know. Maybe it's like being born, brother. Like going out of the uterus, you know? Oh my
You
god.
just surf out of there. Gosh, that's a good visual.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
the
man.
baby's
It's
not
special.
You
enough.
know,
Now
a
a
lot of people
surfboard.
pay big dollars for that kind of therapy. There's like womb
Yeah.
therapy is actually a thing for kids who have had early childhood trauma
Yeah,
to
for
go
for
through the
post-war
process.
trauma also, no?
Uh-huh.
For veterans, I have seen there is that, and then like I don't know, like it's like when you are on the groove. I feel that, man. When you are playing and you are in the pocket, you know, on the groove, I feel like similar. Like when you are like standing on the wave, like you are really, you can't be anywhere else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like it's if you move a little bit, you fall, you know. So you have to stay like on the groove. I don't know. It's
Right.
something
It's like
like
meditation. It's the same. It's
it's
like
like meditation.
your mind becomes singularly focused on only one
Exactly.
thing
Yeah,
and
exactly.
one thing only. And that's that's like being in the zone. That's meditation. That's like
Yeah,
it's kind of
exactly.
everything.
Yeah, I think that's the secret. That's the secret, like of like being like happy and peaceful. Is like to try to live like your whole life in that like on that like mental train, you know, like just being focused on whatever you are doing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the end at the end of meditation and yoga and on all of those teachings is to actually live in that state. No, that's what they call like being enlightened. No, like
Right.
that's crazy, bro. Yeah,
Wow. Dude,
yeah, we
I
got deep.
feel good
We got
just
deep.
talking to you. Like I feel a calmness come over me when you talk about shit like that.
We're also in
Yeah,
a
bro.
super mood.
Yeah, we're also in a super mood. We drank a super mood elixir. It's like a weed like
Nice.
syrup that you put in your tea.
I just wanted
Sounds
it
good.
because it has elderberry syrup, which is like good at
Nice.
fighting colds and I don't know.
Oh man,
felt
yeah,
a little
it
off
sounds
today.
good.
Yeah, good for the spirit.
Oh, man, I miss like yeah. So I really got into Arrested Development.
In college
Nice.
or
No, in college I didn't understand it because it's deep American humor, you know.
right.
But then I saw it like now and man, so fucking funny, brother.
It's the
And then
best.
the last season that came out, so terrible, brother.
I know. I didn't like the
it.
new ones.
Yeah, but the
I don't think
old
I
ones,
finished them
The
either.
original 3 seasons though are just
oh
like
my god.
beautiful.
Wait, it's
Bro,
so
man.
interesting you brought that up though, because your English is so great. I wouldn't even really like think twice about it, but I guess it's still for sure your second language. Do
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
like? I mean, do you speak English like most days with people, or how often?
No,
do you-
but most of the content I see, like about Buddhism, about eating like vegan and everything, you know, is in English, you know.
Interesting.
So basically, that's the way I keep up to date. Also, music, but it's crazy because I studied when I was a child. I studied like British English here. And then when I went to Full Sail, I met this guy from New York, you know, like that's is that English, you know, like so much slang, you know, and I had to like change my chip, you know, like okay, it's more than what I was taught in school, you know, but yeah, like I don't know, that was my experience. Yeah, the first day on Full Sail.
Yeah, I'm trying to think now.
Yeah.
I guess you have gotten better at English since I met you, but I'm trying to, or have you just always been this good? I'm trying to remember, like.
I know I can't picture.
I've been talking like with Martin, like with Middleton Jones, and then just brother, like everything I see in YouTube is in English. Like
Yeah.
because you guys don't know like how much more information there is in English than in Spanish.
Sure.
It's crazy. It's like if you don't know English, like you lose like so much information like
Wow.
in the internet, you know. So yeah,
It's pretty sad. I wonder if there's any money in like translating things to resources to
there are
Spanish.
a lot of guys that their YouTube is basically translating things like from Yeah, but I really listen. I listen a lot. This guy Eckhart Tolle, that is this like spiritual teacher. He's German, but he speaks in English. Then this Australian Buddhist monk that is called Ajahn Brahm, also in English. All the nutritionists in English. Yeah, basically everything.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Do you have like a lot of vegan recipes that you like?
Oh yeah,
You should
Peruvian
send
vegan
them.
recipes.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
please send them our way because
yeah.
I have been vegetarian for 5 years, but I haven't
Nice.
ever like gone all the way vegan.
Okay.
And I don't know, there's something, a mental hurdle I'm having with it, but maybe if I could get some exciting new recipes,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'd feel
No, I
more
have to
pumped.
send you that green rice.
Mm.
Okay. Is it with like
Green rice.
cilantro and onions and kind of green onions or
Yeah,
something?
cilantro, onions. Then you put garlic, and then some like almonds, and it's just so good. It's
Mm.
so good. It's like Peruvian recipes, but vegan. Also, there's this. I don't know. I'm gonna send you guys
Okay.
the recipe.
Awesome.
I
Yeah,
miss
yeah.
Peruvian food when you said that.
Oh,
Peruvian
yeah.
food is
Peruvian food's lots of seafood. You were saying, I
no, it's a
imagine, or
lot.
no?
It's like kind
Potatoes.
of like
I know.
steak and potatoes. Yeah,
Cool.
it's like
Oh,
pretty
it's amazing.
common. Everything's cooked with like tomatoes and onion, sort of like
Yeah,
almost like a gravy, but like from those things.
Is there a
yeah,
signature Peruvian spice? Would you say the way cumin
yeah.
is for Mexican?
Basically you put to everything like garlic and onions,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of cilantro, a lot
Hmm.
of cilantro, a lot of like how do you say yellow? It would be like a yellow chili pepper or something
Mm.
like that.
Okay.
And because the thing is that here, so we have like the coast, we have the mountains, and we have the jungle, So we have like
Three
every
versions of
product.
food. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Every like ingredient you can imagine, we have it. And yeah, it's like I don't know. That's why I love living here. Also, I love my family, my friends, and everything. But the food is so important. And here
Where?
it's
What
so
city?
good
What city are you in?
in Lima.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But where are you right now? It's like outside
In
of
Santa
Lima.
Maria. Yeah,
Santa
it's
Maria.
like
It's still pretty much Lima
outside.
though.
Yeah, it's outside. It's Lima, but it's like outside of the city.
It's like Malibu or something. It's still
Nice.
part of LA, but
Yeah,
it's Malibu.
yeah. Oh man, I have to go to LA, brother. Like everything
We
is in
need you.
LA. Yeah, we need you. Like these guys, I learned these Spotify techniques and everything. They are from LA.
Hmm.
Like because it's like, oh no, it's a center of world entertainment, basically.
Yeah,
No, like
for
New
sure. I
York.
think so.
I think New York is more like, I don't know, traditional. Well, hip hop is from New York, but LA I think is more global or something.
I think
It's
so,
more.
especially with LA having Hollywood and the movie industry. I mean, I feel
Yeah,
like Los Angeles is the center, like the pinnacle of pop culture, world of the whole
yeah,
world. Like
yeah. That's true.
right
That's so
now,
true.
at least, probably it was Rome at some point, at certain times,
Yeah,
Florence, whatever. But right now, I think it's Los Angeles, California. I think is like the pop culture mecca of the world
yeah. That's so true. So
as far
true.
as like influence and yeah, like what's going on, which is a cool thing. But like you were saying, you don't have to live in LA to succeed
No.
anymore. That's another great thing too. Like it used to be like if you want to be a writer, you have to be in LA, but like now it's like you don't, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are leaving LA and leaving New York and going to like live in Arizona or Ohio or, just kind of
Nice.
like people are leaving big cities a lot, it seems
Yeah.
because you kind of don't need to. And like everyone's learning that they can work from home. Like everyone's jobs are from home now. So people are like, well, then I might as well not pay all this rent and just go
Yeah.
like somewhere where I pay half the rent, but I'm still making the same amount of money because I'm working from home.
Makes
So
sense. Yeah.
that's another positive of the pandemic
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
is
Oh, yeah,
like,
there's going to definitely be some major changes to how we operate.
yeah, like how we live and how we work and where you think you have to be. Like New York, is so expensive, but that's where like you can make money. But if you can make the same money somewhere else, like fuck, you know.
Yeah, I heard in San Francisco too, that was a huge issue when this
Yeah.
happened because it was the tech, like where all of our tech industries are essentially.
Yeah.
And they were the obviously most equipped people to go remote at that time. And so they did. And so you just had like a mass exit of people out of San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's great.
And
Silicon
then,
Valley, no?
Yeah.
exactly. And then I think the same thing happened in LA. Like rent prices are dropping in the city, but they're raising in the suburb because people are trying to like get out and have yards because
I've
they're
heard
home
that.
all the time. So
Yeah.
little things like that in the way we live, but surely, the way we work too. And I feel like socialization is going to take a long time to recover too, just because I don't
So
know.
true.
It's just, I feel weird. Like we're so disconnected.
I know.
It's like,
I feel like my social skills have
my
gone down a
social
little.
skills are, I don't know. It'll
Especially
be
like
interesting to
if I went to a party, it would. I don't know. But sometimes I do feel a little lapse.
yeah. And just, I don't know. I think that's going to take some like dusting off kind of
Definitely.
like,
Yeah.
just seems
But
like
I
it.
think. Oh, go ahead.
I am worried about the kids.
I know, me too. It's like kids are supposed to be socializing and
The
they're
little
supposed
ones.
to be like putting
Yeah.
everything in their mouth and getting exposed to germs. And instead, everything is like sanitized before it comes in the house. And
Yeah.
I don't know, our immune systems are going to be, there's obviously
So,
something bad about not seeing
you guys
people.
remember this movie Wall-E?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the future.
Yeah.
man.
Probably. Like at least at some point it'll go there.
We got to go to Mars. We got to see what's up on Mars.
Yeah, Andromeda.
Yeah, let's head out.
Andromeda,
Let's
yeah.
roll out. We'll roll deep. We'll bring all of our musical
Yeah,
friends.
we'll
We'll
roll
just jam
deep.
up there. It'll just
Dude.
just change the whole
Shit.
frequency.
A musical
of space.
spaceship to Mars and we'll all just jam on the way.
That's what I want to say. Like, Paul had this idea of making this, like, pirate ship.
He
I
wants
still
pirate
talk about
ship
the pirate
so
ship.
bad.
The pirate ship is still I'm laser focused on the pirate ship.
Oh, my God.
Oh man,
Such a great idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
guys. So I have to drive back to Lima. So I don't know. It has been an amazing conversation.
It has
Dude,
guys.
it's so
been
great. This was an
fun.
hour and a half. I didn't even look at the
Yeah.
time. Awesome.
Yeah, no, don't worry.
Amazing,
And yeah,
bro.
I have to try that wheat honey you guys have
Yes,
tried.
please do it. You'll be in your super mood. Also, I was doodling while I was. That's what I made. In case you were curious.
Wow, yeah.
I started
you,
something, but it's not that
You
great.
guys were drawing. Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot that.
No, it doesn't matter.
Oh no, Paul
just
just
had
pulled
it-
out
we
art
just had it
supplies
here to-
before, so
to
I
play
couldn't
around with.
resist.
So,
You know.
so one question before I leave. So what's the paint behind you guys?
Oh, this is
Oh.
Jeff Specs. This one, the big one.
Really?
Yeah, remember
Oh my
Jeff?
God.
Yeah. And actually, so is that one. That's Jeff.
It's true.
Nice.
This is my friend Natalia Harmon.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. He's
Yeah, you know
good.
Nat. And
Yeah.
let's see, Christine made this.
And that little
Christine
collage,
made
yeah.
this.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
it's some other.
Oh my God, so much
random
art
business.
around.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
the house is full of it.
Yeah, we got a
I have
lot.
to show you my art.
Oh, yeah. You have art there or at oh.
Oh,
You made that?
awesome.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
and you have a
super
cool
cool.
signature too.
Here's a real one.
Oh, meta moment. I love it.
Amazing.
You should frame
Yeah,
it
guys.
right by the statue. You know?
Right, yeah, right behind it, you have the frame picture.
Ah,
of it.
yeah. I have to like.
It'll
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man.
guys.
Well,
Oh,
Tato, I
man,
love you
yes.
so much,
Good
dude. Thank you
catching
for
up.
doing
Love you,
this.
brother. Nice to meet you, Christine.
Yes,
Again.
you too. Through another time and space. It was so lovely.
Yeah. So as soon as it's possible, man, I'm going to LA.
Good.
Sounds good. We've got to
All right.
open doors for you.
Yeah, and we got to come
Also,
to
you
Peru.
guys here.
Thanks.
Okay. See you soon, guys.
All right,
All
love
right,
you, dude.
take
Say hi to your
care.
family for me.
Okay, brother.
All right, love you, man. Bye, Tato.
Bye.
Bye.